here asked to sketch y equals 2 minus cos 0.5t plus pi on 2. That doesn't look anything like our general form, and our general form is y equals a. Now we've got set of sign which we've encountered previously. We've got now cos, so it's cos b side of x plus c plus d. So that's our general form. We know how to handle that when it's in that form, and we know what to do with a, b, c and d. So we've got to rearrange this a little bit to get it into that form. So we can put the 2 at the end. So we can say y equals negative cos 0.5t plus pi on 2 plus 2. So that's good, but we still haven't got it. We've got to get t by itself. So we've got to take a factor of 0.5 outside that bracket. So that'll be minus cos 0.5 outside of t. That looks good now. Plus, now what have you got to multiply 0.5 by to get pi over 2? And that'll be just pi. 0.5 is like a half, and a half times pi is pi on 2 plus 2. Now that looks much more like that. And so now we can identify A, B, C and D. So we've got A, which we know is the amplitude, is -1. So A has a value of -1. So that means it has an amplitude of 1, and the negative implies that it is reflected in the x-axis. So the cos graph will be reflected in the x-axis. That's the meaning of the -1, but it'll still oscillate a cos graph between plus and -1. Obviously we've got other shifts going on here. So let's have a look at B. 2 pi on B is the period. Now my B value is 0.5, so it'll be 2 pi over 0.5 is a half. To divide by a fraction, that's like a divide by sign. We multiply by the reciprocal of that fraction, so 2 on 1. So my period is going to be 4 pi. So instead of stretching it out between 0 and 2 pi, now I've got to stretch it out between 0 and 4 pi, the cos graph. So my period is 4 pi. My C value is the horizontal shift. And we've got plus pi, so it'll be pi units. Now if it is positive, we go to the left. If it is negative pi, we'll go to the right, pi units. And D is my vertical shift. And so that's 2, now because it's plus 2, 2 units up. Okay, let's see if we can put that all together in a graph now. So we'll just move down a little bit. We'll draw some axes. You really, if you're asked to sketch, you only need to do a bit more than one complete period. We've got a period of 4 pi. So let's just look at what y equals negative cos of 0.5 t looks like. Alright, so here's my t, here's my y. So it's going to go over 4 pi. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 pi. That's pi. 2 pi. That's pi, and that's 3 pi. So I've got one complete cycle, and it still has an amplitude of 1, and the negative means it's upside down. So instead of, we'll make this, so that's negative 1 plus 1. So it'll start here, go through there, go up there, and go through there, and then back down to there. So we'll get our colours going again. We'll do it in red. We'll go so that's y equals negative, taking into account the negative and the 0.5t. We haven't done this or this yet. We've only just done the effect of the A and the B. So let's go into a blue graph, and we want y equals negative cos 0.5 outside of t plus pi. Alright, so we'll take into account now that we've got our phase shift, and it's a horizontal shift, so it's pi units to the left, and so we're going to go, in other words, this point here will move across to there, that point there will move across to there, so this point here will move across to there, and this point here will move across to there. And so minus pi, if we get minus pi there, we've got this point here moving across over to there. So this takes into account the phase shift, or the horizontal shift. So that's y equals negative cos 0.5 t plus pi. And the last thing, so we've done that now, and the last thing we want to do is to do the vertical shift and move everything 2 units up. So my maximum here is going to go up 2 units, so it's going to go up to 1, 2, 3. My oscillation, the equilibrium line about which it oscillates, which was the t-axis, will move up 2 units. So it will move up to, let's just get my purple going. So this is going to be my equilibrium line. It has moved 2 units up the y-axis. And it still has an amplitude of 1, so it's going to oscillate between +3 and +1. So all points on the blue graph, which was before we did the vertical shift, are going to be moved up. So my final graph is y equals negative cos 0.5 t plus pi plus 2, which is my final graph. So the blue graph has got to be moved up, every point's got to be moved up 2 units, so 1, 2, move this one up, it'll go up 1, 2, it'll be up to there, this one will go up to there, this one will go up 2 units to there, and this one will go up 2 units to there. So we've got a graph that looks a little bit like that. Okay, and so on. It will continue moving. I think that one will go up to there. So that is the final graph of, if we go back to the original 2 minus 2 cos 2 minus cos of 0.5 t plus pi on 2. I think that was the original, which we converted to that to get it in the general form. So that's the graph that we're asked to sketch. So a number of transitions there. Just work through A, B, C and D, do them in that order. Draw the intermediate graphs. You could even draw the original y equals cos if you want to start with that, but I think most of you should be able to go straight to that one. And then to work out any horizontal shift, and then finally do the vertical shift, and do it in that order. It should all work out for you.